Hello, welcome to the Grassroots Champions Podcast, episode 5. Today in youth soccer, we're talking about a different kind of structure for youth soccer. Not in the U.S. like we talked about last time, somewhere else.
And then the professional game, instead of doing Team of the Week and Player of the Week, we're going to talk about Player of the Season up until this point, Team of the Season, and other such topics. And then I'm also going to ask Charlie about the Serie A.
I'm looking forward to finding out about it. In extra time, we have 2 months of memes and goals. Some are obsolete at this point, but we found some good stuff for you.
And then in the scouting report, we're going to talk about our New Year's resolutions. About 8 weeks behind, but we'll talk about what we have in store for referees, players, coaches, fans. Should be exciting.
Something for everyone today on the Grassroots Champions Podcast. All right, so last 2 months, we've been away. No emergency. There's no emergency on the podcast, right? No one's. If you guys want this every week, comment. Let us know if you want this every week.
We got some work to do, but we can do it every week for you guys.
We could probably do it every week if the basement's not rented. We'll see. What else happened, Nate? We got some headlines in pro soccer we're going to get to later. Transfers. Some people doing great. Some people not doing great.
Loan transfers.
Our teams played against each other.
Yes.
His twins played against collection of guys from our club and a couple other clubs, and it was something. Those guys are pretty good.
Actually, I haven't even asked the boys, so I wasn't there. How'd the game go?
One of your guys locked us up. He absolutely locked us up. Had to play around him. Just made the whole game tough. He's you got a player on your hands.
I imagine you at least scored on him once, right?
I don't think we did. No. No. We had some shots on goal though, and we'll take that. Sometimes you got to take that against a really, really good team. If you get some shots, you get some success. That can be success for you. So I was fine with it. Love watching good teams play. Our team's really good too. Don't get me wrong. I love watching our guys play. We got some talent. It was a good game. I liked it.
Hopefully next time we meet, I can be there.
Nate, what's our? We have a question for the people. What's our question today?
Well, back in episode 4, which was during the holiday season, we had talked about the Serie A and how close the top 9 teams were. I think 7 points has separated them or something like that. And, well, not much has changed other than the placement of the teams. But the question of the day is, what are the teams in the Serie A top 9 and which spots are they in?
I'm going to be answering that later. I don't even know the answer. So, hey, if you know, try to guess all of them without looking. No cheating.
Don't cheat, please.
Watching you, no cheating. Put it in the comments.
No ChatGPT.
No Grok, no AI of any kind, no asking a friend, no phone a friend.
Do this for yourself.
Put it in the comments. Use your brain, not your phone. See if you can name the 9 teams that are in the Serie A top 9 at this point. Nate's giving you a hint, I think.
I think there's 2 of them.
It's not this one. It's not this one. So Nate, multiple people have been asking me, where is the podcast? When's the next episode? I got players, co-coaches, parents coming up to me. Love it. Love talking about it with you guys. IRL, in real life. But people have been wondering, why has it been 2 months, Nate?
Yeah.
And, we have some potential reasons for you that we took a little bit of time off. I think it's going to be better now that we've come back. But here are some reasons that we might have taken off from the podcast. Nate, can you give us number 1?
Yeah. Well, something that you can do in 8 weeks' time, if you put your mind to it? You can remodel your basement.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys think?
Nate, tell us what we got here. We have...
So it's almost the exact same thing as it was 8 weeks ago, but this time we have a Juventus jersey hanging. And I brought Manchester United back from, I think, the ground in episode 2. Is that where they ended up?
Yeah, we had quite a few things fall down from the wall in that episode. We got my coach plaque here from the 2015 boys. Thank you, boys. We got Nate's favorite team. We got Super Mario. Be the best version of yourself. Do that. A classic Ronaldinho jersey here. My beloved Arsenal. Not going to make you guess this one. That is Legend of Zelda. And hey, congrats to our friend Gary for being the first person to guess where that is from. That is indeed Banjo and Kazooie.
Congratulations, Gary.
Well done, Gary. If we ever make merch, you're getting a t-shirt. So well done. But yeah, basement looks great, Nate.
Hey, thanks.
We can now do a podcast.
The remodel's been successful.
Another reason that we might not have, that was only one potential reason. Remember, we're not going to give you the real one. Another reason was it was dry January. For some people, that means taking a break from certain things. For us, that meant taking a break from the podcast. And then we parlayed that into dry February, too. So it's just a dry 2 months. So
Now we're getting back into it heavy.
yeah, heavy. We're getting heavy, okay.
Heavy podcasting. There's a possibility, because I didn't watch our game, that I've been spending time in the utility room for the last 8 weeks watching the Rush Select team play Minneapolis United on the VO. Believe it or not.
Thought it was Huddle. Another
Trace.
How many are there now? Another reason, Nate and I were just in a dark place personally. That could be one.
Could be. It's the AC Milan jersey. My final reason is that I got kidnapped, and I ended up on a journey to, of all places, I got taken to Norway and Ghana.
Why?
If you remember, those were the two countries that I anticipate seeing in the 2026 World Cup. And so somebody must have got a hold of that information and taken me on that journey.
Nate's doing some cultural scouting to get along with the fans when he's there. Are you going Ghana or Norway?
It's still up in the air, but Martin Odegaard, that's my guy.
Me too.
So.
And lastly, another potential reason, we were both hate watching Liverpool, which
All
it's
they've
hard.
done is win the last 8 weeks.
It's hard to hate them. They're good. They don't cause a lot of ruckus. Arna seems like a reasonable guy with great adaptations. He's using the players in ways that maybe we didn't expect, and they're just doing really
Klopp
well.
wasn't able to do. Yeah, they're top of the Premier League. I think they finished top 2 in the new Champions League format, which we'll get to later.
Yes. So not so much a hate watch, just a envy watch, I think.
Yes.
Envy.
But they are out of the FA Cup. Thank you, Plymouth Argyle. Yeah. Let's go.
Next episode, Plymouth Argyle
We're
jersey
gonna get
right
some
there.
gang up here, guys.
Sorry, Ronaldinho. No, we're keeping Ronaldinho up. But, hey, in the comments, let us know which one of those do you think is most plausible, or make up your own. It doesn't even. None of them are real. Just make up your own. Comment though. Tell us where have we been. Tell us where we've been. All right, youth soccer. I missed it. I missed it so much. When you're coaching and you see the same people every week, the players, the families. I see them more than my family, actually. But you get used to seeing people. You get used to being on the field, and it's kind of. I don't like being away from it. I like being on the field. I like being industrious. I like helping the players get better. So, really, really happy that youth soccer's back after that holiday break. But we'll talk about some breaks later, and it's good to have a little break. See your actual family once in a while. And we mentioned different cultures earlier. Norway, Ghana, Spain, Germany, England. Nate, tell us what happened in England since the new year, and then maybe some other formats.
Yeah, sure. I'll start with Spain. And so at U7, they're already playing 7v7 soccer. So that's 6 players on the field and then goalies. And I think the pros of that are tactically, you're going to be ahead of the game. Like, you're understanding triangles and diamonds and things like that. But then the cons of that are obviously, unless you're training intensely, 1v1, 2v2s, these kids in 7v7, when they need to be on the ball, probably aren't on the ball as much as some of the other nations.
And some good things about that, maybe because players learn to get the space, now they have more time and space to do their functions when they have the ball. So that might be one pro to that, with the cons as well. But yeah, 7v7 to U7 sounds completely, literally foreign.
Complex for those guys.
Literally foreign to us. And yeah, a little complex. But Spain, World Cup winners, Euro winners.
There's got to be something said for it.
They do produce really good players too. So again, does anyone have the right answer? I don't know. We're talking about it.
Yeah.
How about Germany? What's Germany up to?
So Germany does the rush style of play, which I really enjoy. It's 4v4, and then they do not play with goalies. They play with rush style nets, which are about 12 inches off the ground. So everything's got to be kept low. Ball's being played. Kids get a lot of touches in this format, and then there's also a fence around the field, and so the ball's not going out of bounds.
I like that. Nice.
Kids get to have a lot of fun. Maybe the cons of that are you're not working on your power techniques because the goals are so low. I mean, if you're blasting shots, the ball's probably not going in.
Yeah, and just very briefly, I think there is a place to teach kids a bigger kick, like a power kick, right? It's just not booting the ball, not playing boot ball. So I think, when you do play small-sided, like very small-sided, you do miss out on some of those. But is that appropriate at that age? I don't know. We're just asking questions.
And then England is moving to the 3v3 format, which means no goals, or no goalies.
No goals.
They better have goals. And then the pros kind of fall in line with Germany's a little bit more, but maybe they get to work more on power and technique versus just technique. And then I would say the cons of that are it doesn't really translate to game style situations, which I think kids really enjoy, especially at that age. It's fun scoring a goal when you're 6 years old. And
Absolutely. That's what makes you fall in love with the game, right? And I think playing 3v3 or 4v4 gets you more opportunities for that moment, right? That magic moment where I scored a goal. I get to do my favorite celebration, whatever it is. But yeah, that's part of the fun. That's why we start playing soccer as youth is I want to score goals. I want to be involved. I think that's a big part of the 3v3 is that players are involved, right? In that 77 Spain format at U7 and 8 sounds...
Yeah, one ball for 14 kids.
You're not touching the ball very much, especially if, I hear this a lot, even at U9, my teammates don't pass to me. Well, guess what's going to happen at U7? So I think there are some things to talk about, in like the youth license, for example, we talked about what 7 and 8 year olds are capable of cognitively, and it can range 1 to 3 years either direction. But that's when you're starting to learn how to work in pairs. So literally groups of 2. So when you change that into 3 lines of players and 7 players on your team, I don't know, are kids ready for that? I know that we always want to accelerate their learning and give them the next step, which is, I think, a good instinct for us to have, a good yearning for us to always be pushing the kids to the next thing and not holding them back, giving them the resources to do that. But it seems too early for me. It seems just too early, especially with just knowing that a lot of kids aren't ready for that yet.
Yeah, that's a lot of complex concepts. And I even see at U11, U12, kids are having difficult times in tactics. And so to do that at age 7, it's quite interesting.
But again, they're a good footballing nation, so maybe they're onto something. Something I like about the 3v3 also is, you can play the entire game. All the principles of play, anyway, are within 3v3. You can have length and depth. You can have width. You can have basically all the principles of play, both attacking and defending. Even if you think about defending with 3 players, you got pressure, cover, balance. So you have all the principles of play there. So it's not that they're just playing, I think. I think in Germany, actually, something I really like about Germany is no coaching, no parents at 7 and 8.
That's fantastic.
So they are...
Kids are on their own.
It's not like you have to stay at home or something, but I think they're kept, a certain distance from the fields, and the players aren't being constantly talked to. So I think that freedom lets the kids play and really enjoy the game. So I really like that about the 3v3. If you were to coach it, you could do all the principles of play. You can teach a lot in 3v3 if you have the expertise to look for those things and know they're there too. So I know that the standard of coaching in those countries is also higher than the U.S. on average. We have some good coaches here, but it just different formats. You're going to require different things from different coaches. So I think every country is going to do it a little different. That's kind of the fun of the World Cup, isn't it? It's like, we have the red team, we have the blue team. Red team trained like this, blue team's culture is like this. Fight,
come together,
let's go.
And yeah,
Who's better? I think that's part of the fun of international soccer, right? And all the associations, even at the youth level, they're going from the national team all the way down in every country, and we're doing the same in the U.S. as we talked about last time. Constantly tweaking, tinkering, trying to get to the quarterfinal, the semifinal, the final, win
the thing,
right? So, I think that's the fun of international soccer, competing. We try something, you try something. Let's see who comes out on top. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the next... It's not going to be 5 years, right? It's going to be when these kids grow up. And if they stay consistent with all this stuff, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of this, right? Does it make a difference is something people have been asking. Does it make a difference? Because Spain is one stuff. Germany is one stuff. England...
Come on, England. You're up.
You should start winning things. But these are not bad footballing nations, right? So everyone's doing something a little different at that age. Does it really matter is one of the questions people have been asking. Some other things, especially with the English one being very fresh, some people have been saying, well, if you're playing 3v3 on game day, what are you doing in training? Are you not doing 3v3 in training? And, I coach 2 U9 teams right now. We're constantly playing 3v3. That's a big part of our training is we're doing 2v1s, turn that into 2v2s. 3v3 comes next for the scrimmage at the end, maybe. But, yeah, to your point, you mentioned, our kids going to know the difference between training and game.
Right. Now they're going to get excited for the games, where the game is usually the excitement after the week of training.
Yeah, I think if it's just 3v3, kind of like we play in training, but you're wearing a jersey, you're playing against someone with a very nice AC Milan Shevchenko jersey. Can you give us a little 360 there? Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, that's part of the fun of it is the pageantry. I'm the white team, he's the red team. We're going to play against each other. But besides that, does it feel that different from training? That's one of the questions I have. Maybe not for the FA, but for the players themselves. And I think we're going to see the results of that very soon, and our questions will be answered. Also, I used to play pickup with a guy named Pablo. Pablo, I know you're out there. Hope you're doing well, man. He was from Chile. Is from Chile. He used to claim that he was my dad at pickup because we played kind of similar, but he always called me predecible, which means predictable. I'm like, you didn't stop me once. He's like, oh, but I know where you're going. I'm like, but you didn't stop me. Anyway, he said...
It's a father figure.
Yeah. This was about... It was like 2016, 2014, somewhere in there. He said that they played 11v11 at U9 in Chile. And he said that's why the U.S. is falling behind. And I said, cap.
Yeah.
Absolute cap.
An interesting take.
Not cap about the 11v11. I think he did play that in like the 80s when he grew up playing in there. But I don't think that's why the U.S. is behind. And are we even behind Chile that much anymore?
I really don't think so.
Last I saw, we were like 10th in the world.
Yeah, we're both showing up at the big world events now. So.
Do this. Let's do it, U.S. But yeah, there's also the other end where people think the FA in England is going a little bit too simplistic, which I think we do rob kids of in youth soccer. We rob them of certain opportunities, making it too simple, right? A U9 player dribbling through cones like this, is that really going to translate to the game? Is that what that person needs? I would say that's too simple, right? It doesn't translate to the game. So there's pros and cons, right? It's if you play 3v3, you got the touches, you got the excitement, you get to be involved, you get to score the goals, you get to go soo. In 11v11 at U9, everything's already there. I don't think they're playing an 11v11 size field. I'll put it that way. I'll just say that.
Or goals.
Can you imagine
those poor keepers?
But being an advocate for that one, we already have the 11v11 format. I know what a right back is when I'm 7, 8. Again, does anyone have the right
Teach
answer?
Their own. Find your culture, play in it.
Yep. If you don't like the FA, what they're doing, go to Germany.
Hey, Messi did it, guys. It can be done.
But yeah, this brings up a point of, I know, like especially this time of the year, I'm an administrator for my club. People are breaking down my door asking about spring soccer. People who are already in soccer asking about tryouts for this summer, going into the 2025-26 season. I'm already getting questions about that stuff, and people are asking me, like, how do I make this team? How do I get to this? How do we do this? Where am I going next? And there is something to be said about maybe doing too much, pushing the players too much, it might seem like an opportunity for a lot of these youth players, like, oh, you get to play at this status of team. But is that an opportunity, or is it just too much too soon? Kind of like my friend from Chile. Seemed a little too much too soon. So I think, again, no right answers, but there's somewhere in between, I think, 3v3 and 11v11. I think anywhere in between there, if you fall between those two, you're probably doing a good job. That's what it is, though.
Next time on the podcast, 2v2.
And hey, it's not a bad thing to always be looking for that next step for your player. As a soccer parent, you always want your kid to improve, right? You want them to improve, get to that next level, really to enjoy their game more. I think that's why we train, that's why we practice, so I can be better at it, because no one likes doing things that they're bad at, right? But I found an interesting one here from Matt Lyle. His name is Coach Lyle, Lisle on Instagram. One of my favorite follows. If you don't follow him, if you're a parent, player, if you're a coach, go follow this guy. He's got some great stuff. He was on Dr. Phil This is
That's awesome.
This is like a front stage moment for me. I was watching. I found it on his page, but I was like, "Oh, who's Dr. Phil talking to? It's Matt. He's right here." I'm gonna let this one rip, and then Nate, you just let us know what you think about this. He's talking about how youth sports have transformed over the past few years.
Also joining us is Coach Matt Lyle, who has been both a softball and baseball coach at every level. I'm talking about from Little League all the way up to the majors. And he says athletic entitlement starts with youth sports and that parents are mainly to blame. Let me start with you, Coach. Why do you say that parents are to blame for this?
Well, somewhere along the way, a shift happened in team sports where the emphasis went from teamwork and life lessons and being a better person and accountability to now about getting that scholarship and making the big leagues. So this huge shift has really happened in youth sports, and parents are driving the vehicle of, how do I get my kid to get noticed? How can I get him to the big leagues? And so I've noticed that big shift in my career.
Now, you say that there are 8-year-old kids that have more power than their coaches. Why? How does an 8-year-old kid get power more than their coaches?
I just think for a lot of parents out there, they love their kids. They want what's best for them. And so they evaluate, you know what, I'm smarter than the coach that you have. I'm more experienced. And so listen to me. You don't have to listen to your coach. And these conversations are happening at the dinner table or on the way to the game.
So Nate, I think he nails it on the head there. I've seen similar changes. What's your take on that as a soccer dad in it right now? What do you think?
That's really interesting. And excuse me, I do think that kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit, learning those life lessons, like developing at your own pace and for your own interest in the game and passion for the game. I've seen that here around Minnesota where players sometimes get involved and parents get involved with picking the lineups instead of the coaches picking the lineups and just little things like that. And I think it does get lost in that, why are we really here? When they started playing at age 5, 6, 7, it was all about fun. And when did that change? And so it's good to see that there's coaches out there who still believe in trusting the process. And
yeah, I think, like I said, we want the players to fulfill their potential. I think that comes from the coaches, the parents, that comes from the players themselves. Everyone wants to see these players reach their potential. Don't push it, right? Don't make it about something it's not. If it's U9, let's not talk about college right now. Right?
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the game. Focus on
journey.
Enjoying the game. Because Kobe Bryant enjoyed the game. Allen Iverson enjoyed the game. Those are two of my basketball heroes. You can name any professional except for Asu Okoto. Remember him from Tottenham?
Oof.
He said that he didn't like playing professional soccer. He did it for the money. Besides him, besides Benoit, the guys, they play because they're kids, right? And they're not literally kids, but they have that same spirit that they had when they were kids. Why do you start playing? You play because it's fun, right? I think the U.S. national team actually talked about this. That was the number one thing that they said. The reason that the U.S. national team said that they play is to have fun because they enjoy it. It is not for the money. I guarantee you it's not for the money because they make much more on their club teams. They're risking injury. There's something about representing your country. Love that. But the number one reason is enjoying the game, right? It's enjoying being with my countrymen. It's enjoying playing the game. So even the guys at the top just play it because they're fun. And that's something you keep as a little kid that we don't want to get rid of. We don't want to make it about results and scholarship and, oh, when you're an adult, this is going to be really good for you. No. You're a kid right now. Let's talk about what's really good for you right now. And then it's up to your coaches to grow that player. It's up to the players to practice, which that leads into my next one.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm pumped about this one. Here's one from Healthy Sports Parents, and on the podcast he has Elite Mental Edge. Follow them both on Instagram. Great follows. And we'll let this one rip, and Nate, tell us what you think about this.
If you haven't had this conversation with your athlete daughter, you need to have it now. And this is your journey, not my journey. I will match your energy, but I will not be pushing you towards this. If you need help, I will help you, but it's not my job to get you ready for practice, do all these things. This is your journey. And from here on out, I will match the energy that you put into it. But this is not a deal where mom or dad is going to be putting in 80% and you're putting in 20. So I'll match your energy, but no longer am I going to be the driving force here.
So, I mean,
It's powerful stuff. That's so essentially our family motto, the Confer motto, is raising superstars.
oh
And
yeah.
From a very early age, I'd always said, like, if the boys were 2 and they wanted to go outside and play soccer, Dad would go outside and play soccer. But what wouldn't happen would be Dad would go outside and soccer, and then like little ducklings, they would follow me out. It never, that was never my plan. And so I agree with that 100%. Like, I want to match my kids' energy. I want it to be their energy, and then I'll do what it takes to get them and see how far they want to push on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I don't have kids, but I think that makes the most sense to me, right? Because I've seen it before where this player at, let's say, U9, U10, because I spend a lot of time there, the parent wants it more than the player quits. The player wants it more than the parent's willing to give resources for, or can give resources. I don't want, they're not reaching their potential. So again, it's kind of like we talked about with the youth structure. It's somewhere in between those things. I think if you match that energy, like Nate was talking about, it's not making your son go out and play. It's not making your daughter go to training if she doesn't want to. Making them play a sport if they don't even want to play that sport. I've seen that too many times. But if the kid wants it, you can give the resources. Let's do that. If they want extra, give them extra. If they fall out of love with it, they're going to fall in love with something else. And it hurts me to say as a soccer parent or soccer coach, someday, ladies. But, I have the mindset of, we're not going to have these kids forever, right? They're not going to be playing soccer forever. There is going to be a time where you and I and Nate and all of us stop playing. So just keep that in mind. It's not, it's what the kids want, right? It's their sport. That's why they play. They play to enjoy it. If we add too much to it or we don't add enough to it, we're not meeting them at that level, and that's when players quit. I have one more. This one, I think everyone in the entire world should hear. I posted this on my Instagram page. I don't know how many times. This is Coach Frank Dick. He's talking about a girl he used to coach in track. Take a listen to this. Save it.
She's 9 years of age and she wants to go to run 100 meters. And I worked with her for a few weeks. She goes to her first race. She lines up with another 7 kids. On your mark. Set. Bang. Runs down the track. Hurls herself at the line. 8th out of 8 in 18 seconds. And comes back. Oh, Mr. Dick, I was last. No, you weren't last. Yes, I was. No. You were 18 seconds. What do you mean? Well, you've smashed the 20-second barrier, and I had you down for 19 seconds. You're a whole second faster than that. Do you know what this means? No, this means it's your lifetime best performance. Your own personal world record. Really? Yes. And in some ways, you're a first. What do you mean? You're the first athlete I've ever coached who's run 18 seconds for the 100 meters. Now listen, in a few weeks' time, she's got another race. What does she think winning is now? If she does 17.9, she'll grab a flag and she'll run around the track. Because that's what winning is. Winning is being better today than you were yesterday. Every day. And if she keeps on working at that, in a few weeks' time, she's fighting with other kids to get to the line. And you might think to yourself, well, surely winning now, Frank, is beating them. Not if it's in 19 seconds, it's not. Or we've killed our definition. The reason you go into tough arenas in life is to be challenged to perform better. You cannot perform better if you're not challenged. Listen, you don't learn to climb mountains in life by going round them or asking somebody for a ladder. You learn to climb mountains by climbing mountains, by seeking out the really toughest challenges, because that makes you perform better. When you keep on going at that, one day you'll be a one and only. But the truth is, she always was, is, and will be.
Wow.
Powerful stuff.
Love that clip. So he's talking about, sorry, I get a little teared up watching that. It's beautiful. Beautiful coaching by Mr. Dick there. I think really, again, great coaching. Love all the things he said. I think harder to bring that into a team sport environment. Because this is an individual sport, track and field. It's you running your race. Nate said your race, your pace, right? Your lane. That's a good way to live your life, by the way. Just advice, especially for the kids watching. I know we got lots of players watching. Your lane, your race, your pace. like you said there, what's our definition of winning, especially at these younger ages? We're talking about the 3v3s, the 7v7s, the 5v5s, 4v4s. Not a lot of 66s.
No.
But
That's what I'm going to introduce.
there we go. Maybe in Norway and Ghana, right?
6v6 guys, yeah.
Maybe they're doing something over there. But it's measuring success differently, right? Success is not at U9 we're focusing on the college scholarship. That's not how you get there. You get there by focusing on the things that make you good at soccer, right? You focus on, especially at that age, controlling the ball, right? I'm not focusing on the goals that I score, the assists I get, winning the games. I'm focusing on looking up when I have the ball. Can I get so comfortable with this ball that I can look up and see the field and now make a choice, right? At those younger ages, making a choice is how you start to read the game, right? And you have to look up in order to do that. In order to do that, you have to be so comfortable with the ball that you can not look at it the entire time. So, those are just a couple things we can look for at these early ages that show us that, yes, the training's working, we're being successful, the player's improving. Nate, do you have any ideas how we could bring this kind of mentality into the larger game? Let's say 9v9, 11v11, where it is more of a team game. How can maybe a coach or a parent take what Frank Dick is talking about here, and what would you tell your sons?
I would say, so one of my favorite coaches that I got an assistant coach for, always talked about like switches, because it's something that you can write down and see. And so on the sideline, I would keep track of switches in my notebook. And so the players, everybody wants to go forward, right? But that's not really growing and developing in the game. And so we talked about maybe if you have a look and then you play a pass across the middle to your center mid, and then that center mid is able to play a pass over to the other side, and then all of a sudden you have the space. That's a really cool way to like show. And then if you can score a goal from that, even better. And so the kids can like really see, in trying to think of the word of what I'm trying to say, but like not on paper, but
yeah, just taking the focus away from the results, right? Focusing on the things that create the results for us. Because I can tell you, every single kid I coach at U9 wants to go forward, and that's the main direction. They want to go forward because that's where the goal is. It makes sense, right? Even to the point where there's 3 people in front of us. I'm on the sideline. I have 1 yard of space here. I think I can make it, coach. You can't make it. You can't make it unless you're Gareth Bale against Barcelona. You know the one I'm talking about.
Well, he goes out of bounds to get past those guys.
The parents sit too close to the sideline for that to happen. But yeah, just focusing on things that aren't just those results, right? What are those things at the younger ages that are going to make those players successful for years to come, right? And that's not scoring 3 goals in a game. That's not getting 5 assists, then you get an ice cream cone or whatever. It's, like I said, controlling the ball, technique, reading the game. If you do those things well,
yep. Scanning's a big one. I feel like at U10, U11 that really comes into play.
Absolutely. If you do those things well, I think you're going to be in a good place. And those results that we're talking about, that everyone wants, we want those players to reach their potential, those are going to happen when we focus on the things that the players are doing. Those seemingly small things, but those small things happen 10,000 times a game, every single game. So if you're bad at your first touch, you're not going to be a good player. It doesn't matter if you're focusing on goals, assists, wins. Focus on your first touch. It might be right here, hey, I didn't lose it on my first touch at least half the time. Or you could tailor it to your player that you're talking about. It could be, hey, coach wanted me to switch it. I'm going to do 3 switches this half. I'm going to be the switch guy. Oh, coach wants me to use my skills? Whatever. I might not score. I might lose the ball. Ooh, guess what? In England's 3v3, you're going to win it back in 1 second. So try it out, right? It's trying those things. What little chunks of the game can we get really good at that lead to those results? I think that's what he's talking about here. And especially if you can make the players understand that those things lead to the results, you're going to have some great players.
Success, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, 3 great examples there about maybe healthy ways we can help players reach their potential, right? It's not coming from mom and dad. Doesn't have to come from coach, although that's a big reason people come to coaches is, I told him this, he doesn't listen to me, he listens to you. I'm like, yeah, that's my job. That's why I'm here. So that's why we're all here. So yeah, just some great things to think about. I think 3 great examples here of how we can think differently about the youth game and transform it, right? England, Germany, Spain, they're trying to transform their game. I think a big transformation is going to happen right here in all of our heads. So just remember what it's all about. Why do we start playing, Nate?
Yep. Speaking of playing, we should probably discuss the professional side of the game.
Oh, it's time. Okay, we got lots to catch up on. Quick, presto changeo. Okay, Okay, pro soccer time. And hey, do you guys know why we do the silly things we do? We put on the blazers, we put on the ties over our beautiful Shevchenko jersey. I can't believe you're hiding that. A little cooler than my Josie Altidore jersey. I got this for free, though. It was like $108. I got it for free with soccer.com points when I was like 13 or something. Again, just like last week, it still fits for some reason. Ridiculous. Hey, but now we can talk about results, trophies, winning, performances. We can talk about the referees' decisions. Not cool to do during youth soccer. Don't talk about the youth referees. Don't question them.
Or the coaches.
Just don't do it. I don't do it either. People get mad at me. People literally get mad at me on my teams because I don't talk to the referees and yell at teenagers. But you know what? I'm not going to do it. But we're in professional soccer now. I can talk about Michael Oliver all I want because we're wearing ties, and it's different. It's different. It's professional soccer, not youth soccer. And Nate, again, like I said, I have been so in love with youth soccer again after that short break over the holidays. I have not been watching professional soccer, but I know you have. Can you give us some headlines? What have we missed? I know there's a lot. There was the transfer window. There was certain guys who left your favorite team who are now killing it.
All of them.
Give us what do you got? What do you got?
Here's
so
what's
far?
happened. So we've loaned out. Well, Manchester United going into the winter had, I think, 5 healthy attackers.
I wish Arsenal had that many.
And so we loaned Anthony out to Real Betis, where he's had 3 man of the match performances in that time.
I'm going to put the backflip up here. He scored a goal and did this. Who knew he had this in his locker? Ajax did great. Question marks.
I think
Badness
it's
doing
my club,
great.
guys. I really do.
He did get a red card. I'll show that too.
It's the curse of somebody. Somebody's cursed Manchester United. I just don't know who it is yet.
I haven't read the article, but I saw someone from the Badness team who was talking with Anthony, apparently leaked something about Amorim and Ten Hag and why Anthony was upset. But I haven't read it, so we're not going to speculate, but I'll do a follow-up. We'll do a follow-up.
All right. And then our other attacker that was healthy was Marcus Rashford. But he wasn't training with the team, and so he wasn't training correctly or properly, or maybe he wasn't fit. But then he went to Aston Villa, and not only was he fit and training well, but he's performing well on the pitch too. Him and Marco Asensio, another loan transfer. This time we're looking at UPSG. They're not missing it, though. They just went 10-0 aggregate in Champions Leagues.
Hey, it brings up the old adage, one man's trash, another man's main attacker. Hello? Is that the adage?
2 of them.
And, I actually did a nice move here. I think Rashford had 2 assists or something, and Asensio got a goal. I put both of them on my team because I saw this was happening. I was like, cheat codes on FIFA. Actually, I have a meme in Extra Time I'll show that perfectly describes what is going on in the world in 2025. We might be in a simulation. I can maybe prove it in Extra Time. Stay tuned. But that was crazy. Like, where did these transfers come from? I know Rashford, whatever, the training attitude. I think Amorim had some comments about, fill in the blank about certain players that he was like, oh, the attitude's not right. If it's not right, you're not playing on my team. I had a clip here that says, he said he's not, like, an interviewer asked him, why aren't you changing the tactics? And he's like, well, results don't matter. Like, it takes time for me to set my philosophy in place. And there's going to be some ups and downs in the meantime, but it's going to be really good afterwards. And I think we've seen that.
Sounds like a youth coach.
Yep. Trust the process. And sometimes it's hard to trust the process. I get it. But especially at the pro level, very, very hard to trust the process. But seems like they're doing that so far. Nate,
Yeah.
Nate, how are you holding up?
Yeah.
How's
that
Man U
part
doing?
hasn't changed. So And then everything was going pretty well until Amad Diallo, our best and most consistent player, is now out for the season. And so instead of having 5 attackers, we have 2. But we did win yesterday, so that's the good news.
Now, you guys need like a 17-year-old named Ethan from your academy somewhere to just come and play right wing when your best attackers are gone.
It's
Or
good to be
maybe
Arsenal.
maybe you put your center defensive mid named Mikel Marino at forward for like 3 games in a row and just see what happens. He scored 2 goals. This past weekend, though, he was playing like literally in our penalty box. Or that was a Tuesday or something. I was like, he's our striker. What's he doing, blood? All right. Any other headlines we're talking about here? Nate, headlines. I want these headlines. What else is happening?
Well, you have mentioned that there's a Premier League Nike ball that may be making its run through the circuits.
If you guys have been watching professional soccer for a while, you already know, I think it was the 2005-06 season, Nike had this ball, circular, orb. You get the picture. 3 rings around it, 3 separate rings. Beautiful. I kicked one of these things once. It's a joy to kick. The weight is amazing. The touch is amazing. The look of the 3 rings, I think
It's one of the best around.
This is what a soccer ball should look like. It doesn't have to have all the graphics and look like some MLS jerseys that they came out with this new season. Lots of graphics on those. New style and everything. But those 3 rings shows like the spin of the ball. It shows when you hit it right and there's no movement on the rings. I'm 32 years old. I have 20 soccer balls at my house. Some of them are MLS match balls. I still want to get this one. I want to purchase this ball. I'm this close to purchasing this ball. It's a piece of history. It's beautiful. It is. This is what
For all
soccer
of you
balls
that
should
don't know, YouTube Thierry Henry or Wayne Rooney goal highlights, and you'll get a chance to see it.
You'll see it.
Pretty special.
I think it had different colorways too. We only got 2. I think we got the white and blue, and then we got the high vis version, which super cool. They're
Yeah.
never going to use it. I don't think they used it at all, but cool that they came out with it. That's maybe my favorite headline. The ball is beautiful. I know I'm a soccer nerd right now, but it's beautiful, and everyone agrees with me.
Tell us in the comments if you agree with them.
Is this the Premier
It
League
is a
ball?
really nice ball, though.
This one or the 2005 one, is that the best Premier League ball ever? You be the judge. Let us know.
And then maybe the final highlight of 2024, 2025 is the first round of Champions League is finally done. So now we're into the even crazier round 2.
Yeah, I have not been paying attention at all because I think Arsenal's going to get out at any point. But can you just remind us, because we've been off for 2 months because Nate was in a dark place in Germany and Ghana and Norway. And he was remodeling his basement and everything. And I missed some things. So
For those of you who've been with us since episode 1 when I discussed the table 1 through 36.
wait, where's Man U?
Oh, no, we weren't in that one.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Go on.
But I will say, so the final day was fascinating. There were 28 teams that still had a possibility of playing more European football after the final match day. It ended up at 24. And so the last 15, 20 minutes of the soccer matches that day were rather exciting. Dynamo Zagreb beat AC Milan, but just missed out on a Champions League place because Manchester City came back and beat Club Brugge. A lot going on. And for somebody who really doesn't like the format, it was pretty cool. Now, to the part I don't care for. 9 through 24 now had to play each other in these midweek February games. Real Madrid played Manchester City.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich played Celtic, and they weren't guaranteed to go through until the final seconds of the second match. So there were some good games, but it's a heavy fixture list. And I think a lot of those teams that were able to get buys, the 1 through 8 at the top, I think you're going to have a lot of success here in the next couple weeks, just by playing 2 less games. But I guess we'll see. That's why we play them.
Yeah. Hey, it's exciting. I like that we're doing things different. Pros and cons. Everything's pros and cons, isn't it? Nate, overall, do you like the format so far? Would you say you changed your tune? Do you say could you see this working long term?
I think they're going to stick with it. Everybody really enjoyed Match Day 8. I think Champions League ratings were higher than they've been in a long time, at least with the exception of finals. And so it was really cool. Like the second half of 18 soccer matches all being played at the same time was pretty special. Liverpool and Barcelona went back and forth at the time. I am getting excited about it.
Yeah, but like we talked about earlier in one of our episodes, where it's the final day of the Premier League is the best television on the entire world. Nothing can compare to it. Not even The Sopranos. Okay, don't even try. Not even Breaking Bad. Not even your favorite show. Your favorite show is the final day of the Premier League because that is the best television you'll ever see. And we get kind of the same thing on Champions League. End of group stage. It's a little bit different. You're not going to get relegated from your domestic league, but you might be out of the Champions League. You might get a bye. You might, a lot of things can happen. So a little something for everyone to play for. That's what we want to see. We want to see worthwhile games. Sounds like, it was a fun day. I had like 6 TVs going. I had my phone going. I had to borrow a laptop. It was a good time. It was a good time. If we can do that again, let's do that again. I like it. I think it's just that shock of seeing the table, right? You look at the table with however many, 32 teams?
36. Long way down.
You look at that and you're like, what are they doing? I think it's working out. It's fun. It's fun soccer.
Good job, Switzerland.
Speaking of some leagues, Nate, we have a little game to play, don't we?
Yes, we do. So Charlie, who doesn't follow the Serie A whatsoever, is missing out on potentially what could be one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. One or two of the teams have kind of stepped away from the chase a little bit, and they've kind of made it a 2-horse race. But at one moment, there were 9 teams that were 6 points apart.
Are you giving me hints? I'm literally putting the numbers down right now. Yeah. You can rant, though. Keep going.
And so I thought I'd put Charlie to the test and see if he can, I don't know where we went, guys, figure out the table in the exact order that it's in. And so I'm going to list off these teams. You guys are welcome to play along, too. Don't look if you're going to. That's no fun, right? But the 9 teams that are in the top 9 of Serie A are AC Milan, Atalanta, Roma, Inter Milan, Napoli, Lazio, Fiorentina, Bologna, not your sandwich, and Juventus. And yeah, they're placed 1 through 9. And so take a little time and fill out your bracket, and then we'll see what Charlie can do.
All right. I have literally just written down the numbers. Like I said, I have been completely locked out of the Serie A since I think I watched on Fox Soccer Channel when I was like 12 or 13 or something. I have not watched a Serie A game since then. I've seen maybe some highlights and stuff. I have intentionally not been looking at the table. People have tried to talk to me, and I literally went, no, I have a podcast. I can't talk about this. I'm doing something, and make them go away or punch. I don't punch them in the face, but I've been literally trying my best not to look at any Serie A stuff. I do not have this right, but I'm gonna go ahead and give my best guess. Are you ready for this?
All right, here we go, guys. Let's see what we can do.
Should I start at 9?
Yeah, give me your 9.
And do you want to tell me if I'm right or wrong on each? Or
Yeah, I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, and then I'll list them off.
No.
For everybody.
Give me hot or cold.
Ooh,
I like that.
All right.
Yeah, because these are all gonna be wrong. Just give me hot or cold. See how off I am. Number 9, I have Fiorentina.
Warm.
Oh,
Warm. He was solid.
I got this, guys. Let's go. 8. Switched it up a little bit. Here we go. Napoli.
Ice cold. You missed on that one.
I was going out on a branch.
That's all right.
Okay. The next one is the sandwich.
Remember, Napoli has Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, he misses though. Bologna.
Pretty darn hot. Pretty darn hot.
Are they 8th, 6th?
6th.
Let's go.
Only the
lads.
6th guy. He was close.
I did get a little hint. I heard Mr. Lukman. Maybe it'll come up later on the episode. I heard that he wasn't doing so well or got injured or something. I'm putting
He's missed a couple
Atalanta.
weeks.
Atalanta at 6.
And you're warm. You're dipping your toes in the pool.
Okay. It's nice pool. 5, I got Juve.
Pretty darn hot again.
Oh.
Nicely done. You're just off by 1 position in the table.
So, like, Napoli's my main outlier right now. 4th, I got Inter Milan.
Warm. Yeah.
Okay. 3, Roma.
Ice cold. Yeah,
So
we're
they're the
Jack
eighth-
in Minnesota.
They're 8th place?
They're 9th place. Roma's, yeah, and Roma were in 10th, you guys. They dropped out of this top 9 for a little while, but I think they won 3 matches in a row now, and they're back in. Yeah.
Who is the 10th team then?
Udinese.
Okay.
And they're a fun story, guys. Really quick, they had a player who wanted to take a penalty, and the coach didn't want him to take the penalty, and the team didn't want him to take the penalty. The opposing players tried to get him to give the ball to another teammate, and he ends up going up and making the penalty and giving Udinese a 1-0 win. He got subbed 6 minutes later, but they still got the victory. Pretty cool story.
Oh, so wait, the opponents tried to make him not take it?
Yeah, they were trying to help out his teammates and kind of...
Why would you help out the other team though? Why? I would be like, no, he's taking it. He wants it. Put that guy. And everyone's
Situation
like, no,
was pretty
he
strange.
cannot take a PK. Absolutely not. Maybe because he's like someone's better or something. I'd be like, no, he has the ball and said, ref, put the ball down. He has to take it. So they helped out the other team?
Well, they tried to. Well, they clearly didn't because
didn't
Udinese
help.
got the win. So
Yeah.
number 3.
3 was Roma for me. I got Lazio at 2.
Lazio, and you're another toe dipping.
Are they first?
Those guys toes 5th.
Oh, okay. Number 1, I've heard maybe a guy that we're pretty familiar with, Christian Pulisic, is having quite a season. I got Milan at first.
And I'm gonna go get you a parka because AC Milan is in 8th place. You guys.
No!
Yes, they are. Are you guys ready to hear the table read?
I'm going to write these down. Let me, give it to us.
Here we go. AC Milan is in 8th place currently. Atalanta.
Wait, who's 9th?
Roma's in 9th.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
go
yeah.
in order. Roma's in 9th place. Just got there. AC Milan in 8th. Fiorentina with David De Gea in 7th, which I think is pretty good for them. Bologna having to deal with Champions League football for the first time. They're in 6th. Lazio is in 5th. They've had a little bit of inconsistency. They've fluctuated between pretty much 2 and 8. Juventus with just 1 loss this season, but at last checking, I think they had 12 draws and 13 wins. And so because of that, they're in 4th. Atalanta were top of the table. Now they're in 3rd. I think it coincides with the Lukman injury. He's been absolutely fantastic for them. Napoli with Romelu Lukaku's finishing is in 2nd. And then the team running away with it right now, I think they're on like a 5-match win streak. Inter Milan, they're peaking at the right time. They made the bye in Champions League and are first in Serie A.
So, I was telling the truth. I have no idea about Italian soccer, but it sounds like a fun
It's a fascinating
title.
table.
This is what we watch for. We watch for good races like this.
Yes. Who's going to make Champions League? 5 of those teams are going to be out.
Nate, since I knew this was coming, and I knew I was going to do a terrible job at it, I have a little counter challenge.
Oh, no. No.
I didn't tell Nate about this before like an hour ago. So get ready. How familiar are you with the Swiss Super League?
Oh, my. Grasshoppers maybe is a thing.
Grasshoppers is a team.
And FC Basel, which
That's a team.
that's about as
That's,
far
a
as
good,
I go.
that's a good start. That's good. Maybe you've heard of like Zurich before.
Yeah, they sniff around Europe every now and again.
I'm gonna give you the top 4 teams. You try to you write a
all right,
list.
here
You
we
try
go.
to tell me where these teams are. Okay.
All
So
right.
only top 4. We have Basel.
Oh, very
So-
strong team. So
someone
I
knows
think-
something
I
about
think
Swiss
I know where
soccer.
they are.
Lugano.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's the Swiss way of saying it, Swiss German, but Lugano.
Sure.
We have Luzerne.
Ooh. For any of my Pennsylvania family that could be watching, I know that my aunt did a little research and found out that our family history is from the motherland of Switzerland, and so I think Luzerne is close, and so I'm gonna support Luzerne just based on that information.
Okay, and then I have never heard of this team, Servette.
Oh, not even Grasshopper. Oh no.
No, I think
Okay.
Grasshoppers are like 8th or 9th.
Oh my! I saw them in Europe once, guys. So I thought they were hopping their way near the top of the
I
table.
think like Zurich's at like 6 or something. So Nate, tell us the
All right,
order.
guys, here we go.
Start from 4. What do you got?
So at 4, I took what I think to be the town or village of my family's history, Luzerne.
Wait, should I give you a hotter? Well, it's only four.
For 3, I went Lugano. 2, I went with this Servette. And then I think Basel's the powerhouse of Swiss football, and so I got to give them their rightful place on the table.
You had less than half the teams that I had, and you got one right. That's Basel.
All right. Yay! All right, the Swiss powerhouse.
You did better than me. I got 0 right?
Yeah.
I was a little warm.
You had 3, like, almost hot.
And I know you and I and no one else, sorry, Swiss fans out there, I don't think anyone's watching.
Who's FC Zurich?
Don't get mad at me, okay? Most people aren't watching. I know people watch. Okay? Don't get mad at me. Comment if you're mad at me, I guess. Nate, here's the really fun part. Keep that sheet out.
Uh-oh.
You now have to guess the number of points each team has. I'm going to give you a hint. Servette at number 4, 42 points.
All right, so nowhere to go but up. 42.
Yep, 42 is the lowest
Servette.
number of points on the table.
Luzerne's in 3rd.
Luzerne's 3rd.
All right, so we'll give them... We'll say they're a little better. We'll give them 44. Lugano might be a full win better than them, so I'll say 47. And Basel, I assume Basel's running away with things. See if Liverpool's close to 60. I'll give Basel. They're not quite Liverpool good. We'll give them 58.
All right, so you got. Tell us again. You got 44 for Servette.
42.
Oh, 42. Yep. And then what else?
44 for Luzerne. 47 for Lugano. 58 for Basel.
Now, Nate Confer, would you be surprised? I'll show you the proof here. That's why I still have this out. I don't need this. Do you know why I don't need this?
Oh no.
They all have 42
points.
points.
No way.
All of them have 42 points.
What? Basel, they're plus
That's
25.
from this weekend. That's this weekend. You
That's
guys can see
crazy.
that. Everyone has 42. That's crazy.
Oh, that's a title race, ladies and gentlemen. Get on your streaming devices and find the Swiss League.
Yeah. Hey, no one's watching Swiss League. What are you guys doing? What are we doing, Nate? Forget the Serie A. Actually, this is fun too. But 4-way title race, all at 42.
That's wild. Come on, Premier League, give us more. Somebody catch up to Liverpool.
Yeah. Hey, don't put Liverpool in the Swiss League.
No.
120 points. How many can you get from?
They could probably maximize points.
All right. Well, that was fun. That was.
Thanks for going along with that ride with us, guys. That was
good game.
That was fun.
Good game. That was
We did
fun.
all
That was
right.
fun. Okay. All right. Guessing stuff sometimes. You know what? Nate has the answers, though. Nate is going to tell us some weekly awards. Go ahead, Nate.
Charlie, we've been gone for 8 weeks.
He's going to give us the 8-week awards.
Yeah, so I thought this would be a great time to do the halfway season points, although now we're almost 2/3 of the way into the season. But you guys know, this is my favorite part of the segment. I'm actually going to let you guys decide. I got candidates in every section, and then we'll see in the comments who we think is the so-and-so of the season. We'll start with the one that I think is the most exciting race, player of this halfway season. I have my final 4 were Alexander Isak of Newcastle. He's banged in 21 goals and had 5 assists in 29 matches, which is a pretty solid return for...
Yeah, and he's a goal scorer, but you watch him play.
He's everywhere.
It's like Peter Crouch, but with 4 or 5-star skills.
Yeah, he's fast. Gets to the wing, cuts inside. He's fun to watch.
A pleasure.
Our second candidate for player of the halfway season is Lamine Yamal.
Okay.
Yeah, the old gentleman of 17. He's played 31 matches this year. His influence is a little different.
No. He's the second best 17-year-old in the world right now. Ethan.
I got to play him more.
I might be biased.
Lamine's put the ball in the net 9 times and then assisted most beautifully Danny Olmo. But has 12 more beyond that for a total of 22 goal contributions, 13 assists, 9 goals.
I was in math class when I was 17.
Right? This guy's
What? Oh, I saw
chasing Ballon d'Ors and
I saw he
Champions League
also.
titles.
Sorry, he also played 100 games already in his senior career. I think it was. I'm going to get the numbers wrong. It was like 75 for Barcelona and like 17 for Spain or something. 100 senior
It's right
appearances
there,
at
guys.
17.
That's incredible.
Most of us are playing club ball, right?
What are we witnessing?
Good reminder from youth soccer. If you're not okay, you don't have to be Lamine Yamal when you're 17. Star of Barcelona, basically.
What was he doing? 3v3, 7v7?
Let's ask
I
him.
want to know.
Our next guest, episode 6. Actually, I'm really excited about our next guest. I'm not going to say it's Lamine Yamal. I'm more excited for our next guest. Stay tuned. We'll have Yamin on for
we got a question.
episode 7. Episode 7.
My third candidate is my candidate player of the halfway season because you saw what happened when he went out for a couple weeks. But Ademola Lookman, his value according to Transfermarkt has literally gone up from 15 million, and Leipzig sold him to Atalanta for 10 million, and he was valued at 15 at the start of the season. He's now valued at 55 million euros, guys.
How old is he?
He's 27. He's
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Everton had him for way too long, and yeah, they couldn't figure him out. Nobody could figure him out until now.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him be free.
In only 27 matches, he's scored 17 goals and he's contributed 6 assists. Atalanta was top of the league while he was playing. They're third now.
Plus, he's a friend of the podcast. We mentioned him on Player of the Week before, once or twice.
Yeah,
He's in the running at least
He might
twice.
have to be a sponsor soon.
Yeah. Hey, call me, okay, Adamola.
And then finally, I have to do it. I hate to do it. This guy's played 39 matches this year. Everything but the Plymouth Argyle game. Slot. He has 30 goals and 22 assists.
It's Dominic Sloboslai. Who is it?
It's Mohamed Salah. He's been nothing short of amazing. In fact, one of my favorite things I've been doing with people is, so for me, like Wayne Rooney's my favorite player of all time. Nothing will ever, like he's my guy, right? Number one. But I think the greatest Premier League player that I've ever seen, completely different thing, is Thierry Henry. And this year I've been asking people who's done it better, Thierry Henry or Mo Salah. And the fact that it's a conversation, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's been something else this season. I've kind of avoided watching Liverpool because you just know they're going to win. But I watched him very close the last 2 weeks. He's playing like playground ball with these Premier League guys. I saw him try to mega guy from like 10 yards away with a Travella. Like that's a Premier League defender, and he's just like joking around with him. The way he carries the ball is unique. Left foot, he's going to score.
We know what he's going to do. He's on the right wing, and he cuts inside every time. But he has 52 goal contributions, guys. Put him down there. I'm not going to be mad at you. I get it.
Yeah. In the comments, let us know out of those 4. That was 4, right?
4.
Let us know who your player of the season. It could be someone else. I don't know why you'd pick anyone else, though, because that's a pretty top 4. That's a really good top 4.
Yep. All right. Going on to team of the year. We're gonna might as well start with them, right? The Mo Salah, Liverpool Reds, top of the league, chasing a different treble. They will meet Newcastle.
Just kidding.
He's back. Liverpool has a chance to win the Carabao Cup, the Premier League, and Champions League still. Safe to say they're definitely up for a nomination. Here's my surprise, guys, and I want to put them in team of the year because I think nobody had them in their top 4 of anything prior to the season beginning. A lot of their players, if you take a look at their careers, are cast-offs from other teams. I'll just mention their front 3, but Callum Hudson-Odoi,
Okay, yeah.
formerly of Chelsea, Anthony Alenga, formerly of Manchester United, and then Chris Wood. I know all you Newcastle fans are wondering what kind of partnership Chris Wood and Alexander Isak would be right now.
What could have been?
But Nottingham Forest have been absolutely fantastic. They're still ahead of Manchester City, even as we speak. Pretty cool. I'm hoping they make it to Champions League.
They're just playing like exciting soccer. It's so exciting to watch them. You know, they have those guys you named. I think Ina and the wing too.
Ina.
They have so much speed, and then you got Chris Wood to just go like, boop, boop.
Morgan Gibbs White tossing in assists every
Yep.
other match. Give them a shout, guys. They've been really good.
It's Nuno, right?
Yeah, Nuno Esperanto Santo.
That guy knows his stuff.
What's
man.
Wolves doing these days,
That guy
guys?
absolutely knows his stuff. Yeah, Wolves without Cunha. Could you imagine?
Oof.
It might be a
Relegation
reality
race.
soon. I'm sorry to say, Wolves fans. I know you got a Wolves fan you work with.
Yeah.
He's gonna be very upset.
Hey, shout out, buddy. I hope you don't lose them. And if you do, I hope it's to us.
I heard to Arsenal, but that's the rumor for everyone.
Right.
I'm sick of these
Lukman
rumors.
for me, Cunha for Charlie.
Nothing's real until Fabrizio says it.
Yeah.
Until I hear the "here we go" from him, everything's off the table.
All right, guys. The other three are pretty easy. I can't give it to any Serie A team yet because they haven't broken from the pack. But my third nomination is Barcelona. I think they ended up peaking Liverpool at the top of Champions League in the big table. Peaking.
And then your other team must be from Switzerland, right?
Yes. Now that we know, it's the conglomerate of the 42-point clubs. No, not quite.
No,
it's
who is it?
it's the they've come out since January 1st, you guys. I kid you not. They're probably the most informed team in Europe. There was a chance that they were going to miss out on Champions League football, and now they're playing Liverpool in a week and a half time, and that's Paris Saint-Germain.
Really?
Yeah, they won their aggregate 10-0 in the play-in games. They had to beat Manchester City to even get into the final 24, which they did. And then they're top of the league. Ousmane Dembele has like 15 goals in the last 3 months. They're super fun to watch. There's a reason why they loaned out Asensio. They've been really good.
Oh, it's making more sense now. The puzzle's fitting together.
Yeah.
I Serie A'd them. My own term. I completely stopped watching them. Messi's gone. Neymar's gone. I liked even Lucas Moura. These guys leave. I'm like, okay, it's French league, whatever. Sorry, French. I'm just bashing the leagues.
Sorry, guys. But in his defense, we don't get it here, guys. There's no Ligue 1 on television, no streaming.
And I just love the Premier League. So I've paid no attention. This is completely out of left field. But you said since the new year.
Since the new year, PSG has been pretty much unstoppable. And so the fact that Liverpool and PSG are meeting in a round of 16 Champions League matches, it's going to be exciting.
Ooh la la. That's what I say.
And then finally, this is probably the quietest dominant performance I've seen in quite some time, but Bayern Munich, who have, I think, only lost one match all year, maybe two. 6 points ahead of Leverkusen, I think, in the Bundesliga. Flying high now in Champions League. Bayern Munich should get a shout for Team of the Year. So, guys, pick your team. Who do you think's played the best so far in 2024-25?
Put it down here. Let us know. What's your favorite team? Could be Basel. Basil's doing great.
Could be Basel. Let's go. And then here we go, guys. My personal favorite, the flop of the halfway points. Yes. Pep, I've picked on you for far too long now, so I'm going to leave him out of it.
That's fine.
This
That's
time.
fine.
There's four.
He's been through enough. He's been through enough.
He has. There's 4 clubs who have no business being mentioned in anything other than flop of the halfway point of the season.
No business.
No business. We'll start with Charlie's personal favorite, and that is the Tottenham Hotspurs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Arsenal. Ooh, okay.
Yes, the team he loves to hate. Tottenham has been... They beat Manchester City 4-0. They got to a semifinal of the Carabao Cup. They've done some crazy things, but yet here they sit in, I think, 1 spot ahead of Manchester United in the Premier League.
If you're that close to Man U, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you are flopping.
Hey, just keep hoping Ipswich keeps losing points, okay? So you guys can stay up.
We're all going to be safe. My second nomination is the team 1 spot behind Tottenham Hotspurs. And that's the lovely Manchester United. The only reason I named Tottenham first is Manchester United's still in the round of 16 in the FA Cup. Yes, let's give them a thumbs up. Believe it or not, Manchester United went unbeaten in Europa League. Same format, 1 through 36. And Manchester United won 8 matches without a loss. So
I love this podcast. You always give me something to laugh about.
Let's see if we can get 2 for Manchester United, guys.
Oh,
yeah. Unbeaten. That's fantastic. Carry on, United.
Is this a FaceTime or OBS?
We'll figure it out later, guys.
It's cool that now that we know that happens, you want to try it again?
Manchester United.
Arsenal.
Hey, all right.
They're literally never getting any fireworks this season, but you got some from the Grassroots Champions podcast.
Yes.
So
I still
hammer
love
him.
you guys.
There you go. If you don't win anything this year, you got
some fireworks.
two fireworks shows. Should we do it? No, we won't do a third.
All right, guys. My third nomination. The other one in the basement.
No.
Yes, Borussia Dortmund is sitting in fact, hear me out. They lost 5 consecutive games coming into the new year, 2025. So they're sitting in 10th place in the Bundesliga. So far away from Champions League right now that they're lucky they're still in it. Fun fact about European soccer, everybody. If you win Champions League, even if you get relegated, you stay in Champions League. And so Borussia Dortmund, while sitting in 10th, they're still in Europe, and so still have a chance to play again next season.
So everyone just be warned, if you like the same teams that Nate likes, they're probably not going to do very well. So pick a different team.
A lot of tears, guys. In fact, we could go one step further. So I believe I own one La Liga jersey, and that is the team, my fourth nomination for flop of the season. That's Valencia, who are actually in a relegation place right now. They're in 18th in
What?
La Liga. Yeah, guys, quick trip on Valencia history. They were in the Champions League final in 2000 and 2001. They won the La Liga in 2002, 2004 with Rafa Benitez. Fantastic club. And there's a serious chance that they might go down.
They have not been relegated
Certainly
more than
in
my
my
lifetime. Yeah. Just say
Jinx.
Wait, ready?
Hey! Stay up, Valencia.
All right, we cannot keep doing this. It's crazy.
All right, guys. Well, now that you've heard that, I spent way too much time watching the 100 goals of 2025. I'm not going to mention them. If you want to see them, quick YouTube and let us know in the comments if you want to see it.
I'll put the link in the description to the video of the top 100 goals. Watch that. And hey, do you guys know the correct way to watch this podcast? I heard some people watch this with their friends. Like if Nate and I were watching the podcast right now, oh, this is so funny. Man, you is so bad. Ha ha. That's all great, but that's only one view for the two of us. So what you guys have to do, we have one camera right here, or one computer, sorry. Take out your phone, pull up YouTube, put it on like the little picture-in-picture, pull up Rumble, watch that. Have YouTube picture-in-picture, Rumble full screen, have your friend do the same thing. He picks up his phone, he goes to YouTube, puts that in full screen, puts Rumble in the little eye thing, the picture-in-picture. And then you both take out your computers and watch it on those. You pull out your smart TV, you watch it on YouTube on there too. That's the correct way to watch. If you're a fan of this show, you're going to watch it. You can watch with friends. That's the best way. We recommend that. That's a great way to watch it. Watch it on as many devices as you can. If you're leaving comments, comment and just say, literally just jibber jabber, and then do it again, and then put your real comment. And then comment in all the time. Do that every single time we ask you to comment. That's how you help us grow the podcast. That's the right way to watch the Grassroots Champions podcast. So now you know that's a good tip from the hosts.
I was hoping for something there, guys. All right, let's get into extra time. Now it's going to be fun. I know the podcast was boring for the first hour, but let's get into it.
Yeah, let's see what we got. In the extra time, let's go. You know that sound. It's time for extra time. 2 months, Nate. 2 months. I have goals, memes, some other stuff.
It's going to be fun.
I'm just looking at the little playlist here, and we got some
You got
fun
all
stuff
kinds of
for you
goodies.
guys. All right, so let's take a look at our first one here. This one, can't believe this man did this. This guy has a family. So slides to save the ball.
Oh, you can't. Oh, you did it to him again.
It's it. First of all, great lunge at the ball here. Keeps possession of it. He's looking up for the cross. Decides, no, I'm going to go for the nutmeg instead. And I'm sure he crossed it after that. But that's cheeky. We like that one. You know John Duran?
Oh yeah,
From Villa?
the lifetime El Nasser fan, I believe.
Yeah, he said when he transferred to El Nasser, he said it ever since he was a boy, it was his dream to play for this club. Here is 5-year-old John Duran watching El Nasser lift the 2008. Biggest liar in the game since Endrick. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I was a big fan. No, you weren't. May they say, dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. Here's a man in a suit, very professional. Is this what I want, though? No, I want to play for Real Madrid. I want to be a Galactico. Gosh.
Who doesn't want that job?
Dress for the job you want. Hey, I want to get your take on this one. Is this accurate? This is your point of view Your team replaces player positions with adjectives instead. So we have, let's start with the goalkeeper. Toughest kid, slightly crazy.
No, wait. Yeah. Got to be a keeper every time.
Let's go with the center backs. One's team captain, one's the tallest kid.
Also fair. Yeah.
Right back, fastest kid.
Usually.
And these sides could
Sometimes,
switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're left-footed.
Left back, only lefty on the team.
Oh, there it is.
So they can't switch.
Just brought it up.
Right. Center attacking mid cocky kid.
Yep, usually wants to be there, needs to be there.
Whoever made this,
It's perfection.
pretty good so far. Number 10 or 8, coach's kid. Could be.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, coach wants and they invest in
You
the
can
player.
shine there, right? Yeah.
Coach is there. Coach wants to invest in the player. So, yeah, that's a good place for a player who works a lot on their skills. Right wing, skinny kid.
Yeah. Usually.
Let's
Get
see.
away from the thick of it.
Left wing, skilled and annoying.
All right.
Okay. You got one of those?
Skilled.
Skilled. There we go. I think, yeah, annoying. When I read that one, I was like, all right, you're talking about someone you know. And then the number 9, demanding.
Oh.
I want the ball to my feet. No, now I want it in space. Now I want it to my feet again. Come on, play me. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, we've had teams with number 9s like that. But then we've had teams with number 9s that are almost the opposite of that.
This one, so hey, PSA, any players watching, don't get in people's vans. This one I found hilarious though. It says, I would never get into a stranger's van, but here's the van. And it has a bunch of cleats in it. And Borat's going, wow, wow, very nice. That's not my best Borat. I could do better. Next episode.
That wasn't bad.
What is this? Cheeky, it says. Cheeky. Boys playing foot. Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Same move twice. And then a no look. Don't tell me assist. Oh, he knows too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's too cold.
He knows. That was well in, son. That was good. Point of view, when your club has turf fields and you show up at an away game, that they have grass. Peasants. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with this one. Pros and cons.
Our team likes grass.
Everything's pros and cons. I think the game was made to be played on grass. I think the Premier League, international teams, literally every higher soccer agrees with me. There's a reason that the women's game and MLS got rid of turf fields in the U.S. Pros and cons.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, we kind of need those sometimes, especially for if you're having an April tournament and then the weather drags into May. Sometimes it's good to have turf, but I disagree with this meme. I think it's funny, though. I think it's funny.
It is pretty funny. I know people like that.
Here's me when I beat my friend 6-0 in FIFA.
I've also pulled that out.
Why won't you shake my hand? Why won't you look at me? Why aren't you talking anymore? Futsal. Who doesn't love a rainbow
Oh my.
goal?
You got to score it then, right? Yeah, that's nice.
Just and look at the referee knows too.
Doesn't even need to write that one down in his book.
Let's watch once more. He does the mechanical version too. It's not like the Neymar where you grip it and like toss both legs at once. He does like the one foot then the other foot. That takes very, very tricky timing. Well done, son. What is this? When you realize football, I love this one. This one's not so funny. This is like we talked about earlier.
Oh,
This is a bunch of kids. Grass is too tall. No lines on the field. I think they're playing with bags as goals.
They're having fun.
I can't even tell what's going on here, but it looks like recess at school. Kids just having fun. That's why you play. That's the stuff right there. That's what we love to see. And the memes and the goals.
Yeah,
so let's get
of
back to
course,
some
yeah.
of those too. Trossard preparing to play left wing, striker, right wing with only 3 hours of sleep. This is what, Jon Snow? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I never watched the series. And he's just
He knows it's going to be difficult.
got to put the jersey on. Got to put my cleats on. Mikel wants me to. I know Charlie's at home watching. I think I'm older than him. But you know, maybe he looks up to me. But hey, for you know this meme too, where he only gets 3 hours of sleep because he has like the bags around his eye. My favorite meme. I don't sleep enough either, so I'm with you there, Leo. Here's one for both of us. Man United against Ipswich. 3 goals from 3 set pieces. You're Arsenal. You're the Dark Arts FC now. How's it feel? You
Taking
won.
over.
You won, right?
We won all 3 goals.
It feels good. We play to win in professional soccer,
Yes.
right? So, hey, I'm okay with that. We saw the banner. It was Real Madrid and City, right?
Yeah.
It said, "Stop crying your heart out." And this was shade at Vinny, right? Because Rodri won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
How about Salah, though?
No.
Stop crying your heart out,
Maybe
man.
next.
Everyone stop crying about... Again, not hate watching. I can't hate the guy. It's envy.
Yes.
Come to my team or something. I know this is his last year at Liverpool. I know he's not coming to Arsenal.
Be pretty fun though.
I think I got another one here. You remember that one where it's... I think it was 2 football players. I'll put the meme up here. But he gives him a hug after the game. He said, "Hey, if this was your last time, man, I enjoyed watching you." Or I enjoyed you, I think it was. He's just like, hey, that's a rival. You're playing against this guy. You just got to recognize he's just really freaking good. He's really, really good. And you just have to say, you know what? Tip of the cap. Really good. Just good stuff, Mo. Did you know Ronaldinho's son is at Burnley?
Way. Nice.
And Nate...
a reason to watch Burnley.
No. Nate, tell us the reason why this is a travesty. Why would Ronaldinho's son be on Burnley of all teams? You know Burnley style.
Oh, man. Thump it.
Don't ruin this man. João Mendes is his name. Son of Ronaldinho has been included in Burnley's 25-man EFL squad for the rest of the season. And I'm looking at this reaction meme right next to it, this GIF of just confusion.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho,
He's
get
about
your
to become a
son,
hard man.
get your son out of there before he becomes a hard man, enforcer. When Tottenham and United fans keep mocking Arsenal, but you have to scroll down the table to find their teams. And this is Jim Carrey from Truman Show, right? Where he goes,
Yeah.
"Who are you talking to?" My toxic trait is thinking I can make a difference if they sub me into play. And this guy's in the stadium watching a professional game right now. Nate, have you ever had that thought?
Oh, man. It'd be fun to get out there for just one kick of the ball. Just see what I could do.
I helped out in MLS Club for like a month. Just volunteer after fall season was done. I had nothing to do. So I was like, hey, can I help you guys out? I watched one of their video sessions. And they picked apart this team's center back. And this was years ago, before they were even MLS. They picked out this team's center back, and they're like, hey, we're going to make them play to this guy, and he freaks out with the ball, and he's just going to kick it long, and that's when we win it. And they did exactly that in their game. And I saw all that happen. I'm like, oh, they would fry me in a second. They would find out I'm that guy. I'm the big target, so I don't have this toxic trait. Once in a while, it's kind of fun to think of. But any professional team is going to absolutely light you up if they find you on the pitch. So dream on. Hey, nothing wrong with dreaming, right? Best goal ever scored? Oh my.
Oh. If that was 2025, I think we have a winner.
I'm not sure about best goal, but that thing stayed
You
hit.
did that perfect.
Stayed hit. Let's watch again. How far out is he?
It's going to be 36, 40.
Most of the way to the
40s.
center circle.
Yeah.
Woo. All right. We like that.
That's fun.
Here's
Oh.
Nate, we live in a simulation.
Oh, yeah.
We live in a simulation. I know mathematicians have tried to prove it. Religion has something to say about it. I'm not getting into that. Here is proof, though. I have proof for you. We live in a simulation. You know what happens on FIFA when you just sim? And if you guys don't play FIFA, if you don't want to play all like 60 matches in a season, you can simulate some. So it plays the game for you, and it's kind of like
your players, yeah.
computer against computer, AI against AI. Best team or players usually win, but there's some RNG in there. That's random number generation. So it's not like the best team always wins. It kind of matches real life results. This says when you live in when you simulate a year of random transfers. You simulate a year and random transfers happen in FIFA Manager mode. This is Malin coming off, and Asensio coming on for Villa, and Rashford coming on for Villa. This is
All the random signings of January.
This is our life. This is our life, Nate, and it's a simulation. Don't get mad at me, mathematicians, religious people. It's not a
a real thing.
simulation. It might be. I don't know. I'm not saying if it is or not. This is some pretty good evidence. Not proof, evidence. There's a difference. It really feels like FIFA, though. Real life FIFA. Nate, this is the coldest celebration I have seen. I like this celebration so much. Creative. You get 3 guys involved. This is hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. What is this? PSV, right? PSV.
Oh, Arsenal's opponents in Champions League.
This is like the Premier League ball. This is what you want to see. Like a creative celebration means something. That's a classic, I think. I just love to see that.
It's fun.
Cold, stone cold. I'm gonna save that one for last. Here's this is my life the past couple of months. So I guess I have been watching professional soccer through my fingers like this, watching Arsenal play because injuries, things happen.
Yeah.
Big Doge dust clouds come out of nowhere and ruin your happiness. Look at that. Arsenal 1.4 chance, 1.4% chance of winning something. Asteroid chance of striking Earth 3.1%. I don't know. I don't think that number is real. I think the first one's
The
real.
first one might be real.
I don't think the asteroid's real, but
You guys can win Champions League this year.
you know what? Bring the asteroid.
Bring it on. Let's see.
Bring it on.
Let's see what you got.
Bring it on like May 1st before Liverpool lifts the trophy or something.
There we go.
Here's just, if you guys haven't seen, here's the and look, this guy agrees. He's
they're
28,
beautiful.
wants to buy a ball. It's like they have the ridges and everything, so it's not quite the same. I remember that the
Yeah, it was a
2005
little
ball
more-
was more round, like Jabulani type. Just classic soccer ball, not Jabulani. Nothing's like that. But it's just beautiful. That's how it should look.
I need one.
That looks nice. Okay, Nate, this one's gonna make you laugh or cry or both. McDonald's.
Oh, no.
So with McDonald's Happy Meal, it can't save, it can't pass, but it does make people happy for only £3.59. Onana, your goalkeeper, can't save, can't pass, makes people not happy, angry. He didn't cost £3. He cost
Just 47
almost
million.
48 million pounds.
Yeah, I'm
So,
right there with you. David De Gea was my guy, so
Put a Happy Meal.
always.
Put a Happy Meal in goal. I think we'd be better off.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't get as many
I
memes
would.
though.
That's true.
This one's for all the soccer parents out there, and perhaps some coaches too. I fall into this category. If you know what this is, you are probably sitting in a fold-up chair watching youth sports. You know what that is?
Oh, wow. A projector screen?
Projector screen. And, hey, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, children out there. This is what we had before we had
Tablets and
Fortnite
iPods
and stuff and screen literally in front of your face all the time. This is what we had in school.
Then we had to take notes on it.
Yeah. And no AI to help you. with
Couldn't
your
take a
homework.
picture with your phone. You had to write everything down.
We had to actually learn stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's a different time. Different time. Nate, here's good news. Again, Nike's doing absolutely bits right now. Look at this. They're dropping a lifestyle version of the T93s.
It's amazing.
Beautiful. Oh, I have some more pictures here too. Top-down version. I don't like the side version as much, but these
That'd be
beautiful.
fun to own.
This is what people want. You know, when we're like remaking all these movies.
No,
No. Remake shoes and balls.
yes, give us the soccer gear,
Give us
please.
those.
Come on, Nike.
All right, what is this highlight? Nice turn and spin, maybe offside.
Oh, come on, bud.
No, you didn't.
Oh, buddy. Oh, you're fine. Oh,
We gotta watch that again. What is happening here?
oh, that's nice. Is that the AR or
think
maybe
it's-
a sub?
It's like a ref. All right, let's watch again. Do we know who this is? Young Sports Academy. Guy goes to clear off the guy's face. Post. Oh, you're still no.
Oh, been better not making himself there.
Yeah, white team did a good job, I think. You don't celebrate that goal, right? You just go,
it was-
hey, high five, we did it. Get back to kickoff. What was that? Nate, we forgot some big news. The Super Bowl happened. You know what? It's not big news, though. I'm going to say it. It's not big news. You know why? Super Bowl, 264 million average viewers, I think this is. World Cup, 1.5 billion.
Yes.
264 million M for the Super Bowl. World Cup, I think this is for the final, 1.5 billion with a B. Big bills. Real game. Don't get mad at me, everyone. I got countries going after me now. I got sports going after me.
here we go.
It's extra time. We're having
Jokes.
fun. Comedy. Cleanest tackle ever.
Oh, I remember this one.
I'm not so sure that's the cleanest tackle ever. Do you know what the actual law of the game is? Like, laws of the game are written where it's tripping or attempting to trip. And yeah, the guy doesn't necessarily trip the guy. He does get the ball. But he's flying through the air, 2 cleats up. I could see a ref calling this, and people won't understand
They'll
why.
lose their mind.
But it's dangerous.
Reckless
It's
play.
a dangerous play.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a physical foul, so it wouldn't be a direct free kick. It would be indirect for a dangerous play, maybe. I could be totally off on that. Referees, tell me in the comments how wrong I am.
Yeah. There's got to be a ref on here.
I looked through the
That's what
comments
you
on
think,
this
guys.
video, and everyone's saying, got the ball, balloon, everything's got the ball. And I'm like, yeah, but you... If,
You
I,
almost
if someone
ruined a
does
career.
if someone does this in men's league, I am leaving the field and going home. Oh, Trent. Okay, okay.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
No. Before I play this one, we said last episode, we didn't have enough fun with Liverpool. We made fun of Chelsea, City, definitely Arsenal and Man U,
Tottenham.
Tottenham,
Getting everybody.
everyone. We didn't make fun of Liverpool because you can't. They keep winning. You can make fun of individual players, though, especially when they're going to transfer to a different club. We already know what's going to happen to Real Madrid. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It's the guy who plays on Salah's same side. I actually saw a clip. Maybe I can find it and put it up here. I don't have it saved here. Where Salah defends better than this guy. I think it was against Real Madrid. I forgot who they're playing. But this guy misses it. Salah comes in, puts a tackle. This guy misses it again. Salah puts a tackle in. And we're piling up on him. Just watch this, though. This is pretty damning evidence. This is Trent defending, if you can call it that.
Oh, my. There's the space he was.
And I'm going to have to blur
Oh,
out
is that Lissandro Martinez?
Yeah, oh yeah, Man U.
I remember that game.
I'm going to have to blur out the caption here, but one of the fans is saying, Trent, wake up! Wake up! And you can see he's asleep.
Just let Bruno go.
Are you sleeping? The inside joke for us that we had. Okay. I'm going to upset some more people. People are saying, I actually like the kid. I gave this jersey when it got released, the Inter Miami new home jersey. I gave it a 9.5. People are now saying it looks like the Victoria's Secret shopping bag, though, and it's going to be really hard to unsee.
It does give those vibes.
It's got the same exact pinks and the black accent.
Yeah. Find it at your nearest Victoria's Secret, guys.
Messi.
Inter Miami's 2025 kit.
Ooh, what if they sold it there?
Huge marketing.
Business proposition. I got all these ideas, guys. I'm an ideas guy. Hit me up, companies who want me to help you market through soccer here. Okay, my brain stopped when I watched this. I watched it like 30 times. I had to screenshot this video, or screen record it, watch it in slow motion. Can you tell what is happening here? First of all, just watch it for fun. So he checks it back to him, playing 1v1 game. Yeah, that was my face too. And we'll watch this.
Flip flap, maybe?
We'll watch this a couple times. It's not as complicated as it looks. He does a very sneaky second touch where it looks like he's going to do... So basically what he does is he does an elastico where you do the outside-inside very quick before putting your foot down. But he starts it behind his other foot. So his feet are like this. He starts it behind this foot And then when he does this touch, it doesn't go back across; it goes
To his
forward.
legs.
And this is absolutely disgusting disguise, and disgusting in
my.
the best way. Do you see it now?
Yeah.
I think I might put it up in
He
slow
almost was
motion
going to start with a drag back and then turned it into the Elastico.
once more for good measure. Like now that we kind of see what's going on. In real time though, I would get nutmegged. Anyone
Yeah,
would
it's
get
over.
nutmegged by that. That's crazy. Okay.
Hey.
I got to throw in some Arsenal ones.
It's a pretty
right?
trophy.
We're a neutral podcast
Yes,
for
we
the
are.
most part. Don't worry about
Yeah, don't worry about that stuff, guys. It's
we
fine.
remodeled the basement, but this is trophies Arsenal will win this season. We beat Man City. You know who else did it? Everyone. Everyone beat them.
We're all beating Man City.
Here's a Man U one just for fun. Manchester United. Can you read this one out?
Manchester United fan knowing they need to lose just 3 more matches to join Southampton on the relegation tour. And he's just avoiding the alligator arms. Every single. That's awesome.
Who comes up with this stuff? All right. Okay. By the thumbnail, do you know this one?
I don't.
All right, I'm gonna play it. Check this out.
kids are
This is a unique goal.
No way. What? Is that Shakhtar Donetsk? Unbelievable.
It goes off his rump.
Like, what?
Lower back chip.
Yeah.
It's a nice little spin to that too. Well in.
Puskas nominee.
You know, Miedema.
Oh.
This touch. There's a different video I had saved too. This I think is a goalie punt. This came from the keeper, I think. It looks like he dropped it from his hand. That is an incredible first touch.
Kids,
Hey.
go work on your first touch. That's
This-
a nice first touch, guys.
This is what Frank Dick was talking about. Don't focus on goals. If you can do what Miedema just did,
You'll get goals.
you could play for Brighton someday.
Yeah.
He does lots of other stuff too.
He's awesome.
Okay, I think is this the? Okay, this is kind of similar to one we saw already. This is the manager saying, "Please dress business casual, perhaps a polo and pants." This is me putting on my Arsenal jersey with the collar on it. It's a polo. Nate, and question for you guys too. Tell us in the comments, please. When does a polo stop being a polo?
Oof.
Is it when I put Fly Emirates right here? Or whatever it says this year? Is it when I put... it's not the Adidas sign, because I've seen polos with those. Is it when you put the badge on? But they sell Arsenal polos in the fan store. Is it the stripes? I've
gotta
seen
be-
polos with the stripes on
yeah.
the sleeves.
It's a combination of all 4 editions.
Someone who has a desk job, try this one. Try the Real Madrid one.
Let us know if it works.
Comment if you got fired or not. We'll give you one of.
We'll give you a shirt.
This is our merch drop for this episode. If you do that and you get fired, you have to get fired. No, even if you just do it, just do it. We'll give you a shirt if we ever make one. Sound good? Then you can wear that to work. All right, we're towards the end here. Oh,
What?
Oh, this guy.
Come on.
This guy, this is a compilation. I forgot this guy's name. Joseph Endo. NDO. This guy has some insane clips. I never heard of him. Think JJ Okocha.
Like, is that his mentor?
What is that?
Oh, come on.
Outrageous. And I've seen one of these before. It's the one where he does like the back heel to back heel or whatever. Or he kicks it forward and then back heels it and it goes like 30 yards in the air. I don't know what he's going to do. All of these are like surprise endings. Olympico. Let's just watch the first couple again. Now that I remember who we're looking at here.
Jeez.
Yeah. Where did this guy play? So here's the first one again. This is, we talk about charisma.
Yeah.
That's a crazy Trivella. That's the only one I've seen before. That is crazy. All right. I'm a fan. I'm
Yeah,
a fan. Okay. Let's see. Barella with a great first touch. Oh, no. Oh, so he does a knee volley with the same
No
leg
way.
before he lands. This is...
That's wild.
You don't train this, right? This guy's having fun at training doing this. He's having fun with his friends. This is why you play pickup. This is why you practice on your own. So you can do whatever that you call this. I'll let Barella, is that how you say it?
Barella, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, Italian, right? Yeah, Barella. I'll let Barella name this move. Maybe we'll call it the Barella, right? The Cruyff, the Maradona. We got the Barella here. Players, I don't know. Find a time to try this one. Not even players. If you're listening to this right now on video, if you can see what we're talking about, not on audio. I know some people watching audio. If you can see what we're looking at right now, go and try this. That looks so fun. Last couple of clips here. You read this one out?
Charlie's granddad, who was bedridden the second his grandson won a golden ticket.
I think this is the Merseyside derby, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Liverpool, Everton.
Yeah, James Tarkowski. Let's go, buddy.
They say the stewards, match stewards, right? They're supposed to remain neutral and not react. He's reacting.
Oh yeah. See what it means to him.
Passion. You love to see it. That's just fun. Okay. And Nate, last one here. I wouldn't say number one. I just like this one. It's funny. Always remember, if you aren't happy single, then you won't be happy taken. Happiness comes from soccer, not from relationships.
I love it.
Boys. All right. That was extra time. My noisemakers over there, now I threw it, but hope you enjoyed it. Comment all the things that we told you to comment on like 5 times, right?
Yeah.
Comment twice, then put your real comment. Make sure your friends do all the same thing on their devices. And hey, I know you guys got some stuff. I know you look at the memes. I know you're online all day long, just like all the kids are, before the projector screen or after projector screen era. If you find some clips, send it to Coach Zubel, I think is my name. Yeah, Coach Zubel. Or you can send it to Grassroots Champions on Instagram. Or, Nate, what's yours?
Confer Dynasty.
Confer Dynasty,
Yes.
Raising Superstars. Hashtag Raising Superstars if you use that one. Send us some of your favorite ones. We'll probably put them on here. A couple of my friends sent some of these. I put them on. So give us some stuff to show the people. All right. That was fun. Is my face red? That was fun. We're having too much fun this episode. We should do this more often.
We should.
right.
Not every 8 weeks, guys. Or should we?
We'll do it sooner. Hey, scouting report time. We have some New Year's
January
resolutions.
1st, guys.
Yep, this is we are a little late to the game, but you know what? Nate, everyone has already given up on their New Year's resolutions, if they had any.
Let's start March 1st, guys. March 1st. Can you do this?
Yeah, let's do 10-month resolutions. New year? Oh, a year so long?
Yeah.
Let's do some New Year's resolutions. Nate and I picked out some resolutions that you could have. You don't have to use these ones. We have some for players, referees, parents, coaches, and fans. Nate, I'll kick it off with the players. Players, here's one that you could use as a New Year's resolution or
March
rest of year resolution. Practice 1 hour for every hour of team events. So that means if my team trains 2 times a week, guess what I'm doing at home? Or pick up with my friends or whatever it is.
Ball against the wall.
Ball against the wall, whatever it is, however you want to do it. Practice 1 hour for every hour that you're with your team. That's how you get better, right? Here's the hint. Everyone goes to team training. If you want to be better than everyone, you got to do something everyone's not doing. And I guarantee you, not everyone is practicing 1 hour for every hour of team stuff. So if you do that, straight to the moon.
Yep, double your hours, you'll get better. Mine for the players is enjoy every game and really soak it in. Playing youth sports growing up, and mine was actually bowling, guys. That was, my sport of choice.
Still a really good bowler. I can attest to that. Beats me every time.
I'm okay. But what I didn't do was really enjoy them. I've thrown 299. Thrown some really good series, and I just didn't really live in the moment. And so I would say that's my gift to you guys for your resolution. If you just really enjoy the game, like taking the moments, I think you'll find yourself becoming a better player too.
Yeah, I think like we talked about earlier with the youth soccer segment, parents can be a big part of that, right? Matching the energy.
Yeah.
If you match your kids' energy, that allows them to soak it in, be in the present moment, not thinking about college.
No.
15 years from now.
Scholarships.
Enjoy it while it lasts. It's not going to last forever. We all stop playing at some point. For the referees, huge advocate of referees here. I was a referee for 17-ish years. Still do like 6 games a year or so when I'm needed. Fake confidence until you get it, right? You're not going to be confident your first year. Pretend, right? And ways you can do that. I think Nate's probably ties into this too, and you could talk more about it. But if you make a call and someone questions it, if you go, oh, and kind of react to it, they know that they have you in their pocket, right? They know that they can get a reaction out of you. So if you make a call, you say goal kick, and someone says, oh, corner, and you stay like this, and you say goal kick, that's faking confidence, right? I made the call, stick with it, that's your call. Don't let anyone change it, right? If you're not confident, pretend to be, right? That's a great strategy.
I like it. And that kind of goes in with mine. One of the toughest things for us is when there's a tight call, if you can offer an explanation, just say, this is why I made it. Boom, you got it. Move on. I think the sidelines are going to be a lot more appreciative, a lot more accepting of the situation. Sometimes we're left, when we're left questioning, I think that's when things can kind of go against you. So referees, maybe just, you have a tight call, you go away, just explain why you did.
Yeah. It could just be, I've seen it before. I see a lot of new referees because I coach a lot of U9s and very forgiving, right? Not everyone's as forgiving as coaches who have reffed before. So just know that. And sometimes fans don't know what's going on, right? So you might make a call. You might even show, hey, offside, boop, put the ball right where the offside was. It's very clear to any soccer person. But dad doesn't
still
know.
Make the call, yeah.
Dad doesn't know what the call is. If you just say, boop, offside, and say it nice and loud and use that confidence, right? A loud whistle definitely helps too. But yeah, just stand by your decision. I think that's what we're both saying. You're the boss. Remember that. Mm-hmm. You are the boss of that game. Don't go overboard. It's not about the referee. They say...
You've seen that too.
Here's a good guideline. If the fans and the players don't notice you, you've had a good game as a referee. Keep that in mind. If you want to be noticed, be loud, be assertive, stand by your call. That's how you get noticed. One for parents. For me, again, I see everyone wants the best for the kids, to reach your potential and all that. More is not always more, though. More is sometimes less is more. So schedule in breaks. Even during this holiday season, people were like, some people ask me, they're like, hey, why don't we have practice? Why doesn't my team have practice? Can you do extra training? And I'm like, no, I have a life too. Okay. I have a family I'm going to go see. I got holiday celebrations and whatnot. Schedule in breaks. And it doesn't have to just be during the break times that everyone takes a break. I've had families before be like, hey, we just had a busy week for us. We could go to soccer, but, as a family, we just want to have a dinner together tonight. And it's not about you or the team or anything. It's just we've been very, very busy, so we're going to take a night. And I, as a coach, don't go, well, your son's dropped from the team. How dare you do this to me? I go, good, because I definitely see the opposite, where everyone's trying to schedule more and more and more. Sometimes less is more. So schedule in breaks, and I think your player will come back a lot more excited to play, right? It gets rid of burnout, keeps that love of the game going.
Yep. And my thoughts for you parents is I've been doing this a lot more lately, and I feel like I've learned a lot more about the game. And so I would say use the online resources made available to you to support your child's soccer experience. Like we've kind of talked about, the soccer experience isn't about you, but to be able to be there and understand, your role in the process, it can be pretty special. And there's plenty of them now. There's the Sideline Project, which I think all clubs are a part of, or a lot of clubs anyway. And then there's a website called Soccer Parenting that kind of touches on the same thing. So
absolutely, 2 great resources. I think think Sideline Project comes from soccer parenting.
Yeah, it's a possibility too.
So check it out.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. The Sideline Project, if you don't know about it, just take a look at it. I think it takes like 10 minutes or less. And it explains the things that we talk about, right? The things that coaches, if you ever heard your coach say, please don't instruct the players from the sideline. There's a reason they go through that. They go through other sideline behaviors. They talk about how to talk about soccer with your child. So it's really great resources, and there's a lot of it out there. Those Instagram pages that I pointed out earlier, those interviews that we had, Coach Matt. I think the other one was Elite Mental Edge, Healthy Sports Parents. If you find any Frank Dick interviews, all that stuff is really good. It's out there. I know the internet's a scary place, but take a look. I think you'll find some good stuff. Otherwise, watch the podcast. That's a good place to get your resources too.
All your information here, you guys.
What's our next one? We got for coaches. Yeah, for me, I had a very stressful fall season. I don't think I was coaching my best, and not like my brand of soccer coaching. So for me, I realized this just a couple months ago. I'm like, I'm not coaching how I wanted to. I want to coach a little different. And I would like coaches to coach with a smile, have some fun, make some jokes. It doesn't always have to be serious at soccer. I know we're always like, it's competitive soccer, right? And I hear that a lot. Parents tell me, well, this is competitive soccer. I'm like, you know what gets your kids to score more goals sometimes? Not doing this finishing drill or whatever. Sometimes it's playing power and finesse. Sometimes it's playing World Cup. We're not doing this.
Fun stuff.
We're not doing this every single session, but put some fun stuff in there. Like we said, the U.S. national team plays for fun. They don't play for the money. They play for the country, yeah. But the main reason is fun, right? And especially in youth soccer, make sure you are having fun too. The more fun the coach has, the more fun the players have. So coach with a smile. You have fun. You enjoy it. Everyone else, literally everyone else there, will enjoy it too. So coach with a smile.
I like that. And for me, I would say coach, set goals for each training and every game. Like give the kids, I know it's a long season. Like I've been doing the drives. It's 30-minute drives 4 times a week. And so it can get tedious, and sometimes the kids go to training and they go through it and they go home and they don't want to talk about it, and it's not fun for them. If you set goals and maybe make things interesting, or give them something to strive for, like each particular time, I think you can get more out of them. Also, speaking games, same situation. Not every game is going to go our way, or sometimes games go your way too much, and it gets easy at the end, and kids take their foot off the gas. Well, there's different goals you can set to, inspire them for the full 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, whatever you're playing. So I think that's a good opportunity for coaches to kind of reconnect with the kids and, give them something to work for every single time.
I think that's a great way for coaches to kind of challenge those players and push the players and still keep them learning, even when it's very challenging or not challenging enough, or even if it's
right in the middle,
appropriately challenging. Yeah. Given some goals, right? What's our goal for this half? At halftime, did we reach it? What can we change for the second half? At training, one of my coaching mentors used to just tell the players, he's like, hey, we're working on switching the field today. So have that in your mind already. This is like, as they're doing their dynamic warm-up or right afterwards, he's like, hey, today is about switching. So have that in your mind. We're not, like, he didn't say don't over dribble or everything, but he's like, tells you what the topic is. So the players are already thinking, oh, how can I use this skill in this game? How can I use it in this activity? How can I use it over here? So, yeah, if you're a coach, sometimes just saying what the topic is rather than the players kind of glomming onto it and discovering what it is, that can help you go a long way too, of just saying what your objective is for that event. For the fans, I have one that's personal, that's not very serious. Stick with your fantasy league, please. Okay?
Everybody gives up after 10 weeks.
I'm looking at my league opponents. I'm right in the middle of our league. Like literally right in the middle of the table. I look ahead of me. The guy in first place has Salah. 3 injured players. The guy in second place has some good players. 3 or 4 injured players. Last place, 6 injured players.
Stick with it.
Stick with your team. We don't have any money on it. Maybe we should next year. I would probably lose still. I'm mid-table. I'm the only one making transfers still. And then my real one is, we talk about rivalry a lot. These teams sometimes rival each other. These two back here. We talked about hate watching Liverpool, but this is all jokes, right? So my advice for fans, especially for the professional game, you could bring this to local soccer too. Don't try to be English. I am not from London. I do not hate West Ham, Chelsea, any of the other English teams, or the fans of those teams. I know people like to LARP, and they try to role play and be like, "Oh, you're a Tottenham fan, boo!" It's like, you're in Minnesota. Neither of us are connected to London at all. Just be nice to everyone. We talked about how great Liverpool was today. You guys can do the same thing, right? Appreciate things from other teams. The rivalry's fun. It's theater, but don't actually hate people. Don't actually hate teams. Enjoy it. I know some people might disagree, but that's what I think. Let's all enjoy it. Like, some of my favorite people to talk to are, I ask them what their favorite team is, and they say, "Oh, I just like watching the good teams." I'm like, that's
fair.
That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Well,
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, and mine kind of goes into the same thing. And this is one that I need to take advantage of myself. Try bringing positive thinking to your favorite team situation. Whether that's, and I think it can be your club team too, absolutely. It kind of becomes your team at a certain point when you've played with them for so long. And so try manifesting it into existence. Like, I watched the Manchester United game yesterday, and they got a red card right before half, and it was...
You manifested that?
Oh, I manifested the red card for sure. Because at first it was just a foul, and after seeing it, I think I winced. And VAR was pretty quick to change it. But in any case...
VAR had a camera on you?
Yeah.
Let's go to fan cam.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And he was gone. But...
Red as his shirt.
I didn't think it was over. Yeah. And in fact, Manchester United came from the game with 3 points. So, and I kind of went through the whole game thinking, like, if we can just do this, this, and this, we'll win, instead of turning off the TV or, cursing, swearing. It was something fun to do. And maybe, who knows, maybe it'll do something for your team. Your positive comment will then in turn touch somebody else's positive comment. You get in social media and Harry Maguire's reading that he's the greatest center back in England. Something crazy can happen.
Scored against Ipswich, right?
Yeah, he sure did.
I can relate to that. Arsenal, we had a tough one this past weekend. It's been a rough spell with injuries. Sometimes, I go on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, or X or whatever else, and people are fans of the club and talking bad about it. And we've had injuries. We're still, I think, like 7 points clear from third place. No one's catching Liverpool. That's not our fault, though. We're still having a great season. And so sometimes I see the negative ones. I'm like, oh, yeah, it does kind of feel bad. Oh, Liverpool is pretty far ahead of us. But then I saw one this week where it's like, hey, you guys realize... Oh, actually, there was an ex-Arsenal player who said something, too. I'll put it up here. I have the quote somewhere. But he was like, you guys have to understand the context here. Like, we have a 17-year-old playing winger. We have the best winger in the world who got injured, and that's who we replaced. Like, these are big shoes to fill. We're having a good season. We're in second. Remember when we were in, like, 6th? Remember when we were where they are? You remember that? So stay positive. And, hey, that's something for you too, Nate. You guys won't always be there.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. Sometimes you might get relegated. All right. Hey, that was a fun episode.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. Hey, happy to be back at it. Happy to be in the same room as Nate again, talking soccer.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Follow us on all the things. You guys know where. I'll put the stuff up. And, hey, if you have a New Year's resolution, stick to it. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be these. Stick to it. I think those resolutions that help everyone enjoy the game more are the best ones. So I hope you pick one of those. I hope you're watching on every single device you and your friends own. Please do that. Please comment on everything. And we will see you in the next one, episode 6. Looking forward to it.
Should be fun. We'll see you in 2 months.
No.
it.